How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews. Back with a little bit of hot butcher up in this piece. Triple IPA time in a form of their Super Megabyte. Not even Super, Supa. Put an A in the end of that shit. This is a Citra and Amarillo hop triple IPA at 10.5%. This was canned about 6 weeks ago. And yeah, it comes from Hot Butcher. They have bright citrus, pleasant pine, and ripe tropical fruit as far as tasting notes go in this sucker. I should put it back there. You guys can see better. You do like that, it's so dark. So yeah, there you go. I've been drinking a lot. Actually, let me rephrase that. I was going to say I've been drinking a lot of triple IPAs as of late. No, I am not. I've been sent a lot of triple IPAs as of late, whether it be from breweries, friends giving them to me, beer mails, yada, yada, yada. I've been dumping a lot of them. I'm not a big triple IPA guy, but there's really good ones out there. And when they're really good, I get really excited. So we always kind of hope for that really delicious one. We're off to a very good start on this one. First off, flavor-wise, it's a big mechanical shark in non-mechanical waters. Old Jets of action, always dig it. Beer-wise, it looks like a nice triple. You know, it's got this rich orange core, but it gets a cataracty edge. You know, almost index finger, just south of khaki colored. Pretty uniform kind of bubbliness. It doesn't look super dense. Kind of has me both excited but also bummed because I like that super mouthfeel when it comes to these triples. So we'll see what's what. Let's give this a whirl. Get a nose. Not vibrant. Yeah. Candied fruit. Candied orange. Candied peach. Candied melon. No. Candied mango. So it's running the gamut of fruits, but it doesn't come off like super hard candy, but there's something kind of jammy about it. More jammy, like marmalade-y. There's a fluttering kind of greenness. I don't know if it's a minty thing. I don't know if it's like a green weedy thing. I don't know if it's a pollen weedy thing. It smells nice. It smells, you know, if I give this a whiff, if it's a mystery beer, I think I'm guessing six and change, ABV-wise. Dive in. Cheers. That's sweet. That's sweet. That's delicious. It is. Man, that nose does not do this beer justice. So, one of my favorite things, I love lists. Like, lists are like my shit. I get like geek out over lists. I just don't know why. It's one of my favorite things to read. And I love people ranking things, which is weird because I don't rank shit. You figured I'd do it. I just like leave that to the professionals. And, you know, one of my favorite lists is always has sports lists, like best player this, best player that, who's the best this, who's that. So every year going in, you know, leading into the NFL, or even like, you know, Premier League, you know, they're my 1A, 1B equal favorites. You know, it'll be like, you know, who are the best teams or who are the best quarterbacks in the league, and they're always separate them into tiers. It's not so much like a 1 through 32 kind of thing. It's like or I should say the best lists are typically tiers. So there's like God tier. You know, it's like Patrick Mahomes, end of tier, and then there's a second tier. You know, and then it's Aaron Rodgers, and then work your way down till you get to like the poopy tier with like Tom Brady and everybody else. And this is like third tier, and I mean it in a positive sense, and let me explain, because it's like, you know, you have God tier, which is like one person, they stand alone, and you know, you Patrick Mahomes, you're straight out of laboratory from Equilibrium, that kind of thing. Then there's that second tier, which is like really, really well done, like triple IPAs that are very few and far between. For me, there's probably like 2, maybe 3 on that list. You know, probably a bulk of it, if not all of that, is other half stuff. And then the third tier, which is really tasty, fun triple IPAs, there's probably like 2 in this list. One would be, I just reviewed it. Shit. New Park. So they're Cloud 9. It was 9%. They called it a double. It was a fucking triple IPA. I think that's the one. Or was it one of the one? No, it might have been. It's somebody else. I'm wrong. Polly's. That's what it was. Polly's Brewing. Adam from Mercy Beers from over the UK sent me some beers. He sent me a shit ton, an ass ton of triple IPAs, and that was one of them. It was really fun. It wasn't like the best one I had, but there was this cool electric thing about it. That's kind of where this one lands for me. First thing first, it's sweet, but 10.5%. If it's not sweet, I don't know. Like, I get some of these hyper attenuated kind of triple IPAs that are almost dry, and I'm like, I dig dry beer. I dig not overly sweet beer, but you're talking about double digits, son. I don't mind sweetness at this ABV level. I want to pay for those ABVs with flavor, and that's what that sweetness is helping to deliver, is an impactful, robust kind of flavor. It definitely goes heavy in the tropical fruit in the taste. Like, very, very vibrant. I think that's more of a sweet thing. That the fruit flavors that are there, when I ran the gamut and I talked about, the citrus marmalade, this kind of peach marmalade, this kind of tropical fruit, kind of mango marmalade, I think they're all still there. But since, for me, tropical fruit doesn't have, more often than not, doesn't have a big acidity to it that a citrus fruit would have. Conversely, like, stone fruit typically has this kind of juicy, well, it can be sweet, it's more of an earthy, the skin with the kind of peach fuzzy, kind of tannic kind of thing, kind of tempers that sweetness. Even though it can be there, it doesn't come off, but when you get into tropical fruit, you talk about mango, you talk about kiwi, those kind of things, it's a lot of sweet. So I think that's why I get more tropical fruit out of this beer, is because the sweetness is so sharp. It's not like refined, white sugar kind of sweet, but it's in that kind of universe. That's why it makes me think of those kind of tropical notes, but it works at this ABV level. Mouthfeel's quite nice. It has that kind of softness that I attribute to that water nerdy stuff without getting too heavy-handed. And there is a green component on here. They talk about pleasant pine. I guess maybe that's a great classification, because I'm trying to think, and I'm like, wait, that kind of makes sense. Because there is this green kind of green component. I would call it like a minty hop pellet, which I think is kind of like a pleasant pine. That's kind of another way to describe that. And it works quite well. It's almost needed here because of how sweet the beer is. And to kind of help add some semblance of balance, because I don't think you could balance this kind of beer. I don't think this beer wants to be balanced, nor should it be, because of how big and aggressive it should be, and it is. And I like this. Actually, and the funny part about it is the thing I think would make this beer kind of jump up in that second level, just below God tier, is maybe just a skosh less sweetness. I typically decry a lot of these kind of triple IPAs for lacking impact, and part of that impact is sweetness. But I think just dialing it back just a micron of sweetness might push this ahead. Listen, we're kind of splitting hairs here. We're kind of talking on the fringes. It's a really tasty triple IPA. I went into this, as I do all triple IPAs, a little bit of trepidation, but an open mind. That nose, I was like, here we go. This is going to be another one of those beers where it like has a nose of a 6% beer, drinks like a 6% beer. Why? Why even do it? Why even do it? But I'm drinking something that drinks, tastes, and impacts me as a double-digit beer. That's the hill I die on. And that's the thing I bang on. That's the thing I shit on. That's the thing that I really kind of like take these beers to task for. So when they deliver it, it's only fair for me to fucking be like, well, they did it. They're giving me what I expect from a triple IPA. So if I had a hat on, I'd tip my cap. Yeah. But if we're going to sit here and take it and like put it up against the other ones, it's definitely like in a second or third tier, and that's not a knock against it. It's just that original Straight Outta Laboratory was just like, oof, Jesus Christ stuff. And then everything else after it has been mostly like, gah. Like if we were going to list like my 15 favorite triple IPAs, I'd be like straight out of laboratory, and then some other half stuff, some Hop Butcher stuff, that other beer. So we're in the like maybe 5 or 6 range, and then we would 7, 8, 9, 10. We would keep blank. We were like, just because the other ones just don't even deserve to be even like rubbing up against that other tier. So it's almost like you want to have a buffer tier in there. And this is worthy of being up there. It is really tasty stuff. Surprisingly delicious. Isn't that like... No, I was going to say cereal. It's magically delicious. It's called Lucky Charms. Jesus Christ. But yeah. Man, I'm tired. It's not even like I've had beer today. I'm just exhausted. I threw a party. First party since the pandemic started for my boys. So the family and immediate close friends could come and hang, and I kicked my own ass, so I'm tired. Anyway, so yeah, I dig it. I think it's fun. I think it's what triple IPAs should be at a base minimum, and I think it's one of the better ones I've had as of late. Like I said, I had the other one from the UK that was really good, and this is the other one that really does stand out. Prior to that, I couldn't name the last one that really kind of did me proper, and this one has. Is this one of the better triple IPAs I've had as of late? Yes. Is it Mount Rushmore status? Just outside looking in. If you're to say as of late, and then we capped that at like 4 months, it's on, because it defaults to that. But I'm kind of taking the larger picture into frame here, and it's just tasty. Value and availability, Hop Butcher. Triple IPA, I'm assuming $18. You guys tell me if I'm wrong, and leave you with, if you like what we like this, if you like really well done triple IPAs. End sentence. So, yeah. There you go. Review in the books. Let me know if you guys have had this. I'm very curious if you have down there. You can write all that stuff. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. The podcast is back, son. We've talked to Jeremiah and Jude a couple of times. Go get on that stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little Hop Butcher right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.